Hello everyone, I'm your host, OnlyAzN, and welcome to Dynasty Dialogue, a YouTube series dedicated to highlighting developers and creators on the massive multiplayer online system, Roblox. It is my goal to show you the individuals behind your favorite Roblox games and to give you a way to hear about their journeys as they created these unbelievable Roblox experiences. Let's get right into it. The game that we will be highlighting today is Dr. Seuss Simulator. This game is a sim that is set in the world of Seussville. You will see aspects of this game that bring you back to your favorite stories growing up, like The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. You'll see familiar characters as pets, like Horton the Elephant, the Lorax, and Thing 1 and Thing 2. On top of all of that, you will see a beautiful and immersive, colorful, and imaginative experience that they have created in this wonderful simulator game. If you are looking for a sim that will make you grind, but you'll enjoy, look no further. This is the game for you. This game was developed by SkyReacher Entertainment and published by Dr. Seuss Studios. Let's welcome in the SkyReacher Entertainment's owner and the creator of Dr. Seuss Simulator, DarkViper. Hello there, DarkViper. How are you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
It's nice to see you. It's been quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Since TwitchCon, I think it was.
Yeah. And of course, our TwitchCon's probably going to get canceled.
I know. Sad days.
Yeah. Wonderful year.
Well, first of all, congratulations on Dr. Seuss Simulator with over 6 million visits. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm shocked that we got up, to 6 million already. It's crazy.
I know. It's such a short time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Launched let's see, 9. So it would have been September. So yeah, It's been about 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, the game's gone through a number of revamps. I think the last one, obviously the most significant. But you've been part of the gaming industry and development for a long time. For the people that don't know you, give them a little bit more about yourself, your journey to now.
Sure. I'll try not to give because I am ancient, so it'll take a little while. But yeah, I started in 97 is kind of when I officially started in game industry. I volunteered prior to that, like in 95, 96. I was doing some QA for some multiplayer games because back then multiplayer wasn't like a big thing. You had to do dial-up and all that. So I started working at a company called MPlayer, who they were basically a matchmaking service. So not like dating matchmaking, but actual like multiplayer matchmaking. And you basically had Command and Conquer, Quake, Warcraft. Those are kind of the key flagship games that we had. And then we had a bunch of randoms, of course. And I ran basically the gaming network, basically the community type stuff. So we had like official game sites, we had news sites. So I was writing content, developing websites. I think we had like 70 websites at one point. And then I left to work for Infogram. So if anyone's heard of Unreal or Unreal Tournament, of course you've heard of Fortnite, so that's based on the Unreal Engine. But I left MPlayer to work for Infogram, who's the publisher, and I ran all the online marketing for Unreal brands. So that's how I get to know all the Epic Games guys and stuff. And then that after about a year and a half there, I left and moved back down to San Diego. That was up in the San Francisco area. So moved back down to San Diego area and started my journey with Mad Cats for, it was about, I think I was there for about 2 years, and they make those controllers, so I got a little bit of firsthand experience working with the peripheral industry. It was very, very different coming from a game side to manufacturing. And then didn't really care for that too much. And so I knew about Sony Online Entertainment. They were, local. I had a bunch of friends there. And I started there in 2003 and pretty much left that after I ran basically the platform side of things for the games and as well as Facebook games. So we started getting into Facebook games pretty big. So Zynga was huge at the time. Like Zynga was blowing up. And I was like, why am I stuck here for 8 years? I might as well like leave to build my own company and try to be the next Zynga, because everybody was doing it. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of stuck in this giant beast of a corporation. So I told my president, Smed, he's is like, hey, I want to go make my own company.
Mhm.
You know, he's like, when are you gonna leave? I said, you tell me when to leave.
Yeah.
He's like, how about you leave in like 8 weeks? And I'm like, all right. So I started
Sure.
my company in 2010
Okay.
and SkyReacher. So I initially set out to make some Facebook games, but Facebook was kind of, the bubble was popping,
Sure.
and mobile games was kind of starting to blow up. So I started doing mobile games. But the problem is when you're making your own company, unless you have capital or venture capital behind you,
Mhm.
you're kind of stuck. So
Yeah.
we started doing a lot of work for hire. So we started working with companies like Paramount and Marvel. Marvel, I basically sat in Marvel's office and said, look, I need you as a client so that I can grow my company, and tell me
Mhm.
what I can do for you, what the price is, and I'm not leaving until you give me something. And they basically said, okay, like, why don't you make this big arcade portal for us? And they started doing a bunch of stuff for Marvel, including like little web games and stuff.
Perfect. Yeah,
Uh,
just demand, right?
yeah, demand. And just kind of kept bringing all the names. So we worked with a lot of big names, DreamWorks and Paramount, and I just kind of
Perfect.
went after those names,
Yeah.
And then we started doing some Minecraft mods, which is kind of parallel to Roblox. A friend of mine who ran, basically, who's an art director at Fox. He called me literally while I was having zombies. Zombies, my 6-year-old boy. He called me and he's like, "Hey, I need you to do a Minecraft mod for us. I've got an awesome idea, but I need you to do it." And I'm like, "We don't do Minecraft mods, And
Yeah.
he's like, "I need you to do it." I'm like, "All right, let me look into Minecraft modding."
Sure.
And so it was for Maze Runner, the movie. And I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to make a maze that, rebuilds itself over and over
Right.
every night and stuff? So we launched that. It was widely successful. So they came out every year. It was part of their marketing plan.
Hmm.
And then DreamWorks came over and said, hey, I like what you're doing with, Minecraft.
Mhm.
Can you do one for Kung Fu Panda 3? And so we did that. And we
Nice.
got it's a very similar experience to making Roblox games.
Yeah.
I find
Yeah.
the whole kid audience, the UGC aspects of it, user generated content aspect of
Mhm.
building these types of games. And we were doing that. We were going to work on Ice Age, but then Minecraft pulled the plug on any commercial stuff. So
Yeah.
I had been looking at Roblox, and so of course now we're working on Roblox games. But I had a friend that started working there. I think it was like 3 years ago, and I kept bugging him. I'm like, hey, I want to make games on Roblox. And
Gotcha.
he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, you just,
Mhm.
just start making it then.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
You
expecting a
don't
little
need
more.
me.
Yeah, you don't need me. Just go download Studio. But I had all these ideas. I wanted to do a
Sure.
newer version of Sharkbite and all that stuff. So anyway, long story short, we're making Roblox games now, and we're loving it.
Yeah. So I guess that brings me right into the next question. Like, what inspired you to go after Dr. Seuss? I mean, I since we're friends and everything, we had been talking about that for a while, and all the hoops you had to jump through to obtain that kind of, copyright and properties and license to work with them. Talk a little bit about that aspect of things, because I feel like a lot of Roblox games don't have to necessarily go through those hoops, or maybe not necessarily take the necessary and proper ways of going about doing that. They may copy some games that are pretty popular, but be enough away from it where they don't really care. But you were going right after it. You're going to use things that are extremely copyright and things like that, which obviously you need license for. So tell us a little bit about that experience, because that's a whole different world outside of Roblox than it is here.
Yeah, oddly enough, there wasn't really a model for us to follow. Like, no one else was doing what we wanted to do. We didn't see any licensed games, and any of the licensed stuff wasn't really even a license. It was a co-marketing deal.
Right.
It was like Netflix deal with Roblox to give you some items to promote their new series or film. And same thing where like what a Secret Life of Pets had that. There's a bunch of like these movies, but no one was doing what we wanted to do, where you're actually launching a product for generating revenue for a license.
Sure. Right.
Because and the obstacle is very, very obvious that Roblox doesn't give you a very good rev share for that. Like if you're going for doing a deal with Epic, they give you 50-50.
Sure. Sure.
So, you go with something like a Steam, it's even better. So the problem is, Roblox, again, big hurdle. You're making about like 35%. It's horrible. But a friend of mine works at Dr. Seuss that I worked with at Sony, and I came down and was just really just catching up and talking about where the the trends are going for games in general,
Mhm.
and where Dr. Seuss should be. And so, without really I didn't have any expectations out of that meeting, honestly. I was hopeful, you know, hey, that'd be so cool to do Roblox, but no, there's no way Dr. Seuss would do a deal
Sure.
for such a horrible rev share. You know, that's a challenge. That's a challenge for any brand that wants to get in this platform.
Right.
And they're like, hey, let's give it a shot. So
Yeah.
worked out a license deal, and you know, they're such a great team. They give us a lot of creative freedom because, you know, obviously we do our research. We know the brand, we know their style. We spent, you know, endless hours going through book by book to understand what kind of characters we can utilize,
Right.
what's Dr. Seuss's style. So you can see, you know, Dr. Seuss Sim does not have like your typical art style. It does have, you know, it's very pastel, it's very low saturation, not oversaturated in colors, and that's specifically because that's the brand guide. You know, it's not like we just suddenly said, hey, we're gonna just go and do whatever we want.
Sure.
And, but yeah, so it was really interesting for us. I mean, I think it's obviously the first step. We're very interested in other brands and licenses. We've been talking to other licenses. So we actually did just secure another deal. It's not a license, but it's more of a work for hire type project.
Ooh.
With a very large brand, and it's just, you know, we've got a deal obviously, but it's not a license.
Yeah.
And you know, in this scenario, by the way, so it's a similar setup for this. So it is a license, but it's technically not, because they do own this game.
Right.
So Dr. Seuss team company, so they own it. So
Correct.
they get to decide whatever they want to do, and it gives them a little bit of control, obviously, over their brand. So they're not worried about, like, you know, what this team doing. They can pull the plug anytime they want, and that gives them that comfort. But yeah, it's been such a fun project to work on.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, you were even late to our meeting today because you were staying up so late working on it. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of gamers, a lot of the players of Roblox don't truly understand the effort and time that developers put into these games, especially the larger ones. And I hear all the time from content creators, right? They're either complaining about no updates or the time that it takes and things like that. But there's a whole other side to that there's like it's like a double-edged sword for developers. Like, if they put out one too early, then it's not as good of quality, and then people complain about that. But if they wait too long, then it's too long of a time. Bottom line is just give developers a little bit of slack, especially the big name ones, because the amount of time and effort that they want to put their level of quality at just takes it just takes that time. Teams of people too.
Takes a lot of time. They think it, you know, it's like, well, why don't you, it shouldn't take more than a week. Well, you know, if you want good content, non-reskin content, it's gonna take you more than a week.
Let me tell you, I was making a costume contest, and I was just using models, and it took me like 24 hours to just put the models in place. So, and I'm not even doing any coding.
That's
so I know all about that, kind of. So a question that I do really like asking the developers that we're interviewing and everything is, what developer or creator has pushed you or has really impressed you in the Roblox space specifically? Because you're very well known around the Roblox space. I'm sure many developers know you. Who to you has really inspired you to get even better and better within your Roblox experiences?
Yeah, it's hard because there's so many great developers. I would say the main person or developer that's really inspired us, especially in the making of this game, is Onet. So of course there's like a million ways to pronounce his name, so but he's the creator of Swarm Simulator. It's the one simulator in the Roblox universe, I think, that has not really been matched or copied, because it's almost impossible to, which is a huge compliment to him, that he's made such a great game, because the game is so grindy, yet so there's always something to do, and a lot of players come back to try to get good at it, but they can't. And so it is a little bit of a turnoff at times, but I think what his design ability is really what pushes us to think about new things, and he keeps coming out with great updates. But you know, of course, so that's from more of an inspiration and kind of just trying to better ourselves to make a better game and balance a better game. The outside of that, there's so many great simulator designers and developers, and of course we do focus a lot on at least with Dr. Seuss, we focus on the simulator, and this is probably I don't want to eat my words, but it might be the only simulator we'll ever do. We can, because it's just so hard to maintain one. We'd like to pour all energy instead of just creating another one.
Gotcha.
In this game, but we're always checking out new games. Like Scriptbloxian created, Ninja Legends, and of course there's like backflip or blade throwing simulator. There's all kinds of great games, including this new Laser Legends. So you'll always find me in a new simulator. I'm always checking new games and seeing what people are doing to push the envelope. Especially in simulators, everything's been copied and copied and copied and copied. The other developer I would say is Bubblegum. So like Rumble Studios, they've done an excellent job with their pets, and just their basically their core design is excellent, and they continue to try new things, which is it's fun to keep it on.
Yeah, the user base really loves the shine.
Yep, all that flex. It's all about the flex.
All right. So I think we've talked enough about all the background stuff. I'm sure the developers and everyone will really like listening to that part of it. But let's get into a little bit of gameplay. I know that I'm pretty excited about this because I personally haven't played the game really since the major update you guys did to it. I was in it very early on, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you've done here with all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, we've done a lot. It looks very different than when you last played it, for sure.
Can I just say that, first of all, this is an amazing feature that every developer on the platform should come up with, this high quality versus low quality aspect of the game. I don't know how hard it is to do this. I'm sure it's probably more complicated, which is why more people don't do it. But I feel like this helps so many people. Many people.
Yeah, I mean, basically you're turning off shadows and
right
effects and stuff. It's not that hard as long as you know what's gonna choke your game.
Right. Oh yeah, so this is much different. I like it.
Yeah, it's so one of the things that we had is, obviously we used to have the Circus McGurkus was your first starter world.
Yes.
We had a ton of terrain, we had a lot of objects, we had so much going on that players got really confused. So we were wondering why people were thumbs downing it at times and just bailing right away. It really came down to just confusion.
Gotcha.
They didn't know what to do and they were overwhelmed. And there was also a performance issue of using Terrain Engine, even though they say it's like really, really optimized, it's not. So especially for older devices, it chokes. So we found night and day conversion. Like people are actually playing now. So
yeah,
it's so much easier to get around. Like you can see the boundaries, right? You're not going to get lost in this map.
Right. I remember the last map. You used to play hide and seek on your streams on it. That's how big it was.
Yeah, it's huge. And it would take us like an hour to find people.
Right.
But yeah, so this is like this is already out of date. This world here, we have like animations of the waterfall now. We got all kinds of stuff coming in this next update.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, so the kind of the loop of the game is you're reading to gain knowledge, right? So,
sure.
And then you sell that knowledge, which is I guess a correlation to working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you sell your knowledge and then you can rank up, and the game's really focused around pets. So the pets is the core of the game, and so we've really removed a lot of the circus acts and stuff. They're still here. Like across the bridge, you'll be able to see the Circus McGurkus, and you can still portal to those things, including Whoville.
Right.
And then of course there's the pet shop. You can hatch all your pets in there.
Right. I have some pets. Let me show you here.
Let's see.
I got some shimmers, I think. And I have a sprocket. Let me look here. A shimmer goat and a shimmer bustard. These took a long time at one point in time.
At the OG.
Maybe not anymore.
I haven't seen Sprocket in a moment.
All right, let's see some of the OP ones. I know you got them. Let me see.
Yeah, I've got a few. So the most OP one I'll just show you right now. Let's see. So
my god.
I won't equip all of them. But so this is a Chocolate Horton. This is currently available inside the Easter event that goes away in about a week. But
wow.
Yeah, he's got crazy stats. His multiplier is I think close to 100,000. Yeah, 90,000 coin.
Oh my god.
And you can ride them. So that's the nice thing about some of these is
you can ride them.
Yeah.
Here, ride them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
you see people like just basically trying to launch each other out of the map because technically some people, if they spin fast enough, they can launch players out of the map.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say.
Yeah, and they do that a lot. So it's pretty funny with players. And I was gonna fix it and patch it, and they're like, no, please keep it, please. Keep
Gotcha, gotcha. So yeah, I mean, you're actively listening to the community all the time for their feedback, I'm sure.
Yep.
So check these portals out. I mean, it makes it really simple for these. I saw these earlier actually. As you go through them, very simple, right? You just go in, collect what you need to, use them to hatch eggs, and then that hatches the different pets in the game and everything like that. But if you want,
good.
But if you want a more kind of more diving in experience versus just doing this stuff, then you come over here.
For when you're getting currency, each pet has like a different multiplier for different types of currencies too. So, you know, that's why you'll see a lot of players keeping a lot of different types of pets, is because some are good for popcorn, some are good for green eggs and coin and things like that. So they'll swap between them anytime they're grinding.
Right, and that's a cool aspect. I feel like that maybe some other sims don't necessarily take advantage of. That you can have different pets for different currency, and different currency gives you better rewards versus others. So that's pretty cool. And then this is my old stomping ground right here.
Yeah, the circus. It's quite different. It feels a little empty, so we're gonna be redoing quite a bit in here. We're gonna be adding some new circus acts as well. So
I got you.
The thing is, we don't have to focus so much on the simulator aspect in here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be adding more slides and more obbies and stuff. So this is kind of the obby world.
Right.
So you can do obbies here and get currency in exchange for that, and you just get popcorn for doing these now.
Right, and I think that it's kind of cool because it gives you a little bit more of an immersive experience rather than just running around collecting things on the ground. You get to actually go through some things and be rewarded for your efforts at times, which just gives a little bit of a different feel compared to most sims, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, so this particular area was, you know, inspired by If I Ran a Circus. So we're going to try to keep things, you know, focused on specific books.
Right.
Got the Green Eggs and Ham Train. We got the Whoville for how you know the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And I feel like most of the users here probably have heard of Dr. Seuss. But the other day, I actually had a viewer tell me that they had never heard of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, have we gotten to that time? That place in time where Dr. Seuss is starting to phase out? And I'm like, no, that would be devastating. So definitely check out the books, because those are really cool.
Did you ever get The Secret?
Probably not. Oh. Okay, let me go back here really quick. This whole little secret area over here.
That's the thing that players really love about this game, is that we put secrets everywhere. It's kind of hard to get. You'll see these little notches in the pole.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I am a pro non-obbier. Okay. I'll just watch you.
Did you fall?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's like secret hats nested throughout the map.
That's right. I remember I got one of those hats on I think it was a slide, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, there's little secrets here and there which just add another layer to the game of exploration, which is nice. For sure. So you already kind of talked a little bit about what users can expect with the updates and everything like that. I mean, do you guys have a time frame on updates? Is it once a week, twice a week? Is it, you know, what kind of things should we be expecting from that kind of aspect?
Yeah, we tried. I mean, as much as it sounds excellent when a developer updates every certain amount of time, you start limiting, I think, the quality. I think that's one of the things that Onet has been able to achieve, is he doesn't really have a schedule. He just provides as much content as possible in each update. You know, we try to break that up a little bit more. So sometimes he doesn't update for like 3 months, 2 months. So for us, we do usually about every 2 to 3 weeks or so.
Perfect.
If we're doing, like, it took us like a month and a half to redo that world. So sometimes things take a little longer if we're doing something really, really big. But I think generally speaking, we do small patches every week. And then, especially quality of life stuff. So maybe we'll add a button or add a small feature here and there.
Gotcha.
But typically we try to do like a new pet type update or a big decent size update every 3 weeks.
Perfect. All right. Well, I mean, the game looks great. People should definitely come check it out. But I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank. Who are some of the people that you want to give a little shout out to? Because I know that you're not a single man team. You have a number of people that are working with you.
Yeah, we got Ranter. So Ranter's our lead dev. We got Slim Spidey, who's pretty much built most of these mini games.
Okay.
Alec G, you've heard of. Alec did our like pet following script when we had no idea what we were doing when it came down to pet movement.
Sure.
We were trying to do everything through C-frames. We've got Noah, so aka Dav. So he did all of our pets models. We've got of course B-Slick. B-Slick's our music composer. We've got Lordsy did some stuff. So you've heard of Lordsy, Mr. Bot. We call him a bot. He's EQ bot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's a decent sized team. Everyone has their hand in it. So and of course now I'm pretty much having to do so much by myself now.
I got you.
Next projects.
I got you. So where do people find you? Tell people about how to get in touch with you and find you alive.
The best way to find me is on Twitter, because everyone seems to have a Twitter these days. It's Twitter / or at DarkViper. And then obviously, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, under DarkViper TV and DarkViper Live on Twitch. Perfect.
Definitely go check out his streams, guys. He's a great guy. He does a lot of fun things, and the community, family friendly. Can't get better than that. It's a great atmosphere to just be around in your spare time. Well, Dark, thank you so much for showing us the game. Thank you for giving us a little bit of a background in the gaming development side that people don't tend to see, I think, that much. It's always a good time talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, likewise, man. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. See you next time, all right?
Sounds good.
All right.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Hey, you got my hoodie.
I did. All right. Bye, buddy.
See you later.
All right, guys. So once again, that was DarkViper. And if you want to know more about him or Dr. Seuss Simulator, there will be links in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2 of Dynasty Dialogue. If there are other developers or games you would want to see, make sure to put them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, click the subscribe button, and share this video everywhere. If you want to see more of me, I stream on twitch.tv on my channel OnlyAzN, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, stay amazing, unique, and awesome, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.